Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Most teams not interested in Chiefs Eric Bieniemy report. Well, it's reported. I guess they don't want brother man. As the beginning of the NFL offseason looms for many teams in the coming days, the story around Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy continues to develop. Despite a near consensus opinion that 2021 will be when the 51-year-old lands a head coaching gig after 2 straight years of interviews and no offers, a new report from Pro Football Network NFL insider Benjamin Albright suggests that Bieniemy's market might only include one serious suitor at this point. Currently, I think the head coach favorite for the Texans is Eric Bieniemy, despite most other teams in the league not being interested. Houston is doing background on him, Albright reported. In addition to some previous legal and character concerns dating back to the early 1990s, detailed here in January 2019 story from Super Bowl Nation's Cincy Jungle, Bieniemy has apparently squandered some of his NFL interview opportunities in recent years, according to Pro Football Network. On a previous episode of the PFN Weekly Show, Albright mentioned that Eric Bieniemy is a tight holder who relays the play calls in but doesn't make the plays call very often. Andy Reid's doing the play calling like 99% of the time. Andy Reid is doing the play calling. He designed the offense, all of that stuff. Albright has also mentioned that Bieniemy's previous interviews have been poor. These poor interviews have likely caused him to fall out of consideration for certain positions in the past. Albright mentioned that some teams with vacancies aren't all that interested in Bieniemy. These historical poor interviews could be a big reason why. With Deshaun Watson recently signing a 4-year, $156 million extension to keep him under contract in Houston through the 2025 season, the Texans and their established quarterback may very well be the best fit for Bieniemy's services. Another veteran offensive coordinator, Brian Schottenheimer of the Seattle Seahawks, has also emerged as a front runner for the position in Houston. Thanks to a new NFL hiring rule in effect as of late Wednesday, December 23rd, inquiring teams may request and conduct virtual interviews with candidates employed by other teams during the regular season, per NFL Network's Tom Pelissero. No new requests to speak to Bieniemy have been made known to this point, however. Chiefs Mike KAffka also drawing head coaching looks. Bieniemy isn't the only Chiefs offensive staffer drawing interest for vacant head coaching openings. A recent report from ESPN's Adam Schefter also confirmed previous reports that Kansas City's passing game coordinator, quarterbacks coach Mike KAffka, is also in the mix. By the time the NFL's hiring cycle for head coaches is complete, it's possible that the reigning Super Bowl champion Chiefs could have their offensive coaching staff completely raided, losing a minimum of 2 prize assistant coaches, not to mention any of their assistants they potentially could bring with them. Bieniemy has been on the team's radar in recent years, but very quietly so is KAffka, who is only 33 years old and is expected to land a head coaching job at some point. In an effort to block the Philadelphia Eagles from poaching KAffka as their next offensive coordinator last offseason, Andy Reid in the front office officially promoted him to passing game coordinator in March. Andy Reid let Mike KAffka know he'd get a bump in title when he made it clear he wouldn't let the Eagles steal him from the Chiefs, and here's that title. Yeah, so that's how it is. Bieniemy isn't drawing interest. I wonder why, but the passing coordinator, he basically is going to get a bump. Look, man, we know what this is. We know what this is about. But this is what I'm trying to figure out. Why isn't anybody really talking about this? Huh? You guys tell me that, we're in a social justice time when we know it's BS. But this is what I'm saying. This is the problem. Why aren't the players speaking up about this? Why aren't the players saying, you know what, we want to give them a shot. We want bieniemy. You know why the players don't request for black executives or black coaches? Because they have that crabby Negro syndrome. The crabby Negro syndrome. That's what they have. They can't see, a brother can't take when a brother who looked like him is giving him orders. But when the white guy's saying, yo, this is how we're going to run it. This is what we're going to run. They're going to fall right in line. They're going to fall right in line like the little puppets they are. And this has been the problem. How are we going to have change if you basically have guys on the team who aren't even vouching for coaches, even trying to bring them in? But it's funny to me, KAffka is getting looked at over a guy who has more experience than KAffka and is an offensive coordinator, has a higher title. But no, KAffka's going to get looked at because he's the good old white guy you could go to the country club with and drink with. We know what this is. And it's always going to be like this. And I keep trying to tell people, black folks, don't be a coach. Don't be a coach in the NFL. Don't do it. Don't be a coach at all. Because it's not worth it. All you're going to do is waste your years trying to be accepted, and you're never going to be accepted. Now they're blaming, oh, he had poor interview habits. He had poor interview habits. Well, I want to know who interviewed Adam Gase, because he has poor coaching. How he get a job in Miami, then get fired, then get a job already in New York? Really? And in the Nets, they were going to sign Mike D'Antoni, but they said, oh, we can't do that. We gotta make sure we keep these dumb black folks who watch basketball thinking that we're not racist as the NFL. So we're going to put Steve Nash in there. That's still a white guy. So it's like, what are you talking about? And then they had to sign Stephen Silas, Paul Silas' son, to Houston to basically say, you know what? Oh, we're diverse. Look, we just hired a black guy. And it's like, dude, Stephen Silas has so much experience. He should have been hired like 6-7 years ago for a job. It's a joke. The NFL, the NBA, all of these sports are a joke. They don't want a black guy. They had to force a Rooney rule in NFL, and they had to force a minority rule in NBA to get black coaches to at least be talked to. And it's like, dude, y'all don't even care. That's why y'all didn't hire bieniemy for no jobs. Now y'all trying to say, well, Andy Reid calls the plays 99% of the time. Well, Bill Belichick calls the defense 99% of the time. But I didn't see you guys hating on what's the guy name? Bill O'Brien and them guys. Not Bill O'Brien, but Romeo Crennel or Flores. Y'all didn't hate on them. Yes, they're brothers, but still, they didn't get a chance. They got a chance because Belichick put in word for them. Andy Reid probably has put in word for bieniemy, but they're like, no, we don't want him because he's on the offense. But it's cool for defensive guys who are black to get coaching, but they don't want no offensive guy like a bieniemy. It's like, come on, dog. Like, what are we doing here? And then not only that, I've seen coaches that like Bill O'Brien, like it shows that Tom Brady's the reason that they're successful in the system that's put in place by Belichick and the coaching staff. Bill O'Brien ain't do nothing when he left. McDaniels didn't do nothing when he left. Charlie Wise didn't do nothing when he left. And Belichick and them were helped. Brady was basically calling the plays himself because them guys suck. So it's like, what are we talking about here? Give the man a shot. I think the dude would fit well in Houston. I think he could turn Houston around. I think he would be a good fit. I think him and Deshaun can make some things happen on the fly while they're building that defense up. But this is the thing. Is he going to get the chance to coach, or is he going to be under a tight leash? So, this game, man, is just it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous that these coaches aren't getting no love like they should, especially the black man, especially bieniemy, who just won a Super Bowl as an offensive coordinator, but yet he's getting passed over by a passing coordinator who happens to be white. So it just shows you we have a long way to go. It shows that we have a long way to go. We're still not making progress, and we're never going to make progress. That's just how it is. And the players, this goes out to the players. Why aren't you guys speaking up? Huh? Why aren't you guys speaking up? Why aren't you guys speaking up at all? You guys aren't speaking up at all. Y'all just letting this happen. And this is the problem with us as black people, black men, and as a race. We don't stick up for our own. And we don't. We leave our own out there to dry. We leave our own out there to fail instead of being there to help them. Being there, telling the people like, look, man, y'all ought to get this guy. Y'all ought to pick this guy up. We want a black coach. Like Byron Scott said, Kobe's the one who wanted him there in LA. But then they got rid of him. And nobody spoke up to keep Byron Scott. And it's the same thing, man. This is going to continuously happen. I'm pissed off because how the hell is the passing coordinator getting looked at more than the offensive coordinator? That just shows you how racist sports is and how racist the system that we are in. And it's going to continue being that way. That's why I tell you, you guys want to sit at a table with these pink folk. I don't want to be near them. I just want my money, my reparations, what I am owed. My ancestors and my people are owed, and we could go along our way. But see, every time we try to open something or build something ourselves, they tear it down. So if we try to build our own NFL and NBA, it's going to get torn down. That's why I said the only way we'll have equality or even be seen as being, being respected is if we owned our own country. It's the truth. So us as brothers should have been came together a long time ago with money to buy our own land, buy our own nation, buy something up, and basically buy our own party, make our own political party. You know why we ain't do it? Because that crabby Negro syndrome mentality. That's why. Thank you for listening. We out. And like, comment, subscribe, share this, hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you want to donate to the page, you can cash at me at the word welcome, the number 2, and an HDIITV. Thank you all for listening. And we are out. Live boy.